Welcome back, guys. I'm Evie, owner and creative director of Evielutions Design, where I help businesses with all of their branding needs, talking about web development, graphic, and printing. Okay, so today I want to get into some things that may be driving people away from your website. And we are at the end of April, and so we really want to focus on making sure that our website is helping to convert potential users into clients or customers. So if you have recently redesigned your website, or if you have never redesigned your website since like 1998 when it was first created, you may be noticing that your audience is bouncing more frequently than they used to. So today we're going to talk about some ways that your website may be driving customers away. So as usual, let's jump right into it. Reason number one, your website is slow. So with high-speed internet becoming more the norm across the world and attention spans are dropping quickly, websites with excessive load times simply will not see success. It's about 40% of people abandon a website that takes more than like 3 seconds to load, and a mere 1 second delay in a page response can result in about 7% reduction in conversions. So a slow website dramatically hinders your business's opportunity for success. There may be several factors that affect your website loading speed. So for example, like large animations or multiple pop-ups can slow your website down. Alternatively, you may need to reevaluate whether your caching technology or lack thereof are worsening the user experience on your website. Finally, talking to the server host may help identify any issues so that you can increase the speed of your website. Number two, insulting or obnoxious pop-up ads. Yes, we talked about this last week, but this is really driving people away from your website. Nobody likes being treated like an idiot. And so instead of trying to cater to the lower common denominator or using passive-aggressive tactics like the "no, I hate saving money" option instead of a simple "no thanks," these, leave users with a poor taste in their mouth and a bad impression of your business. Disruptive ads can also leave visitors feeling so irritated that they immediately close out of your website. And so about 80% of people have immediately exited a website after being assaulted by an unwelcome pop-up ad. There are definitely ways to make pop-up ads less intrusive. They can even lead to conversions and be a powerful driver for success. But remember, it is very easy to make a bad pop-up ad, so you want to be very cautious with it. Okay, number three, sensory overload. Simply put, sensory overload occurs when too much is going on for the brain to process. The overstimulation that can cause people to shut down, and we really don't want that. So in a world where overstimulation is more and more frequent phenomenon, it is important that the user experience on your website does not contribute to that sensory overload. And this can manifest in different ways on your website. So one of the ways is being too flashy. Okay, so using too much animation, whether in quantity or in the style. The only business that might need strobe light animation is a business, selling strobe lights, of course, but this can distract and confuse potential customers. Another one within that is too many design elements. So perhaps you were hoping to service as many senses as possible with your creative web design schematic. You input music that suits the vibe your brand or business is aiming for. You set a video to immediately autoplay a brief ad about your newest products, and you have an animated feature like a pop-up or a unique cursor. While these elements might be fine on their own, when placing them all together on one web page, it can leave a user feeling like they have entered a chaotic environment. The fact is, too many design elements contribute to sensory overload and may steer customers away from your website. So you want to keep it simple and try to keep animated or interactive elements to 1 or 2 per page. Keep only the design elements that are essential to communicate your message. And as a bonus, doing so will help reduce the loading time of your website and improve your user experience. 4, inaccessibility. This is a user-friendly interface that is mindful of your entire audience to keep a well-designed website. And unfortunately, many websites these days are inaccessible in one way or another. And some design elements on desktop do not translate well to mobile. Some font styles or color schemes, think red and blue, for example, should be avoided to make sure that, those with visual impairments can still enjoy your website. Your content should be easily accessible by your audience. And if your audience is having difficulty finding key elements like product specifications or contact information, the lack of transparency may leave them wondering if your business is, at all legitimate. So you want to make sure that you have an effective integrated site search so that your potential customers can immediately jump to the information that is important to them. Customers should be able to refine their searches where appropriate. And so transparency is an important component of accessibility and is necessary to remain competitive. So it is important to ensure that the design elements on your website are not inhibiting your customers' ability to find the information that they need. Last but not least, you want to improve your content. It is possible that your content rather than your web design is what is driving your customers away. It is easy to write any content, but it is much harder to write thoughtful and engaging content. So unprofessional or unclear content on your site sends a message to the visitor that your business is unprofessional. And you want to make sure that your content is free of typos and grammatical errors, that the language you use is inclusive, and that your content is relevant. So content that is too lengthy or formatted in blocks that can be off-putting because people's attention spans are decreasing. So any communication should be very clear and concise. And you want to eliminate any information that is unnecessary or off topic. Now, of course, sometimes the converse is the problem. It may be that your website is lacking the information that your potential customer needs to be converted into a paying customer. You want to ask, are your product descriptions adequate? That's really important. Is your contact information and connected social media easy to find on your website? So finding the right balance is tricky, which is where turning to a professional is appropriate. At the end of the day, the goal is to take your web design to the next level. So if you're unhappy with the bounce rate or conversion rate on your website, it may have to do with your web design. So, feel free to reach out to someone. If you have questions, feel free to comment below. I will reach out to you. But yeah, make sure you review those things that we just talked about. You really don't want to be driving potential customers away. The whole goal and purpose of your website is to convert them. So let me help you do that. And as usual, tune in every Monday, and I will see you guys next week.